We're, we're on. The intro didn't happen.
Hello and welcome to the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast. You're joining us on the stream, broadcasting live to millions potential homes across the UK. Thanks to the people that are waiting. If you're watching us on the stream, hello,
What's up?
Russ wave. That's why they're here.
I'm
They just
adjusting
want
my
to wave.
microphone. That's a form of waving.
Oh, okay, fine. It's podcast waving where we waggle our microphones up and oh no, that was in the right place, and now it's not. Okay, so you might have noticed there's
You
not
sound
that many of
dreadful
us here today. There's just me and Russ so far, but don't worry about that. We are going to be joined by Dan and Duncan probably at some point over the next half an hour or so.
We're operating a sort of drop-in podcast this evening.
Absolutely, it's a little drop-in centre for neglected podcasters.
Yeah. So if you're a nerd at a loose end, feel free to just hop on the Zoom and fill their shoes.
Exactly, that'd be great. Yeah, so quick sort of roundup of what we're doing. You probably have seen we're going to be looking at tie-ins for video games that we would like to see. This comes off the back of what is it? It's Power Washer Simulator getting an expansion with Warhammer 40k. Well, is it 40 or is it all 40k or is it Warhammer in general?
It's 40k.
It is 40k.
I
It's
don't
all
like.
40k.
I think you'd struggle to convincingly have a Power Washer equivalent in the Age of Sigmar universe. It being sort of Tolkien-esque high fantasy. They've got guns and
Yes.
stuff, but I think a Power Washer might be pushing it.
Yeah, that's definitely the more I engross myself in this world, the more I find the bits that I like and the bits that I don't like as much. But yeah, it's so the Power Washer Simulator, a game which I played for a while and really very much enjoyed as one of those games you could just switch off with, has now got this expansion with vehicles from the world of 40k. I saw a Titan. I saw what looked like a
I hate to
tank.
do this to you, but you didn't see a Titan. You saw an Imperial Knight.
Okay, so I saw an Imperial Knight, but I did see a Predator tank, right?
Nope, you saw a Land Raider. I don't know. You might have seen a Predator. I'm not sure. I haven't got that far yet. So I've done a Land Raider, a Rogel Dawn, a Dreadnought.
Oh, you've got it.
Have I got it? Of course I fucking got it.
Yeah, I want to make the Imperial Knight look shiny with his big shiny gold crest. So that's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at some of our fantasy kind of, if we had a little wish list of tie-ins that we would see, that's what we're going to be talking about. And to start with, it's just going to be me and Russ. So I'll just give you the instructions. I'm Tom. He's Russ. Russ, say hello to the nice
Keeping it
people
simple
if they're
this
watching.
evening. Good evening.
Excellent. And also, don't forget, if you are listening to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, or whatever else it is you use to listen to podcasts these days, thank you very much. You are definitely in the majority. But next time, why not have a look at the stream? We're on every week. Anyway, should we get into it? Russ, you start off proceedings because I've been
Let's
talking
do.
quite a lot.
So yeah, are you tempted by the 40k Power Wash Sim? I think it's like £6 or something. If you
It's
got
one
the
of those
vesting.
things that I saw, having now getting into Warhammer and sort of trying to read about the lore, and I've hit the wiki so hard this week. It's so hard. I saw it and I was like, if there's one thing right now that would get me back to a game, it's something like that.
It's
How much
really
is it?
like £6. They've got a bunch. So they've got a bunch of them. There's a Back to the Future expansion.
You're shitting me.
No. So the conceit behind. So it's not like you're not in the world of Back to the Future. You're working on the film. So like you're cleaning the props from the film. So you do
No
Doc
way.
Brown's van, the DeLorean, OBS. You do the Holomax Theatre, the town hall with the clock, and the steam train that goes through time.
Did you buy this?
Probably. I'm a bit of a sucker when it comes to expansions for.
No. I'm sorry. No, that didn't mean to sound like bewildered and like, oh my god,
Sorry,
did you buy
pay
this?
money
No,
for this?
because I seem to remember that Power Washer Simulator is included in Game Pass, isn't it?
So it is, but the expansions aren't. So the way I look at it is, because the game was free, I can spend £40 on expansions and it was sort of still free.
40 quid.
I probably haven't spent that much. Which other ones? There's a
Oh,
like,
see, so
there's a Tomb Raider one. There's a few random ones. But yeah, the 40k one, it's good. It's done. It's obviously done by someone who's a proper nerd. Like
yeah,
they've built a whole new environment for it. So you're like a tech priest on your Forge world. even like the ladder and the little step ladder that you have been like 40Kified, so they're like spiky and red and made out of what sounds like solid adamantium.
That looks so good.
And the way they've done the models, they're all like painted effectively in like the Games Workshop style, so everything's like edge highlighted all around the so all like the sharp edges of the tanks get lighter and lighter until they're just sort of white on the edge, just like the way Games Workshop paint their models.
That is nice. Is that a Valkyrie?
Are you talking about like the spaceshipy type thing?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's probably a Thunderhawk or a Stormbird. I haven't got that far yet.
I can see the Rogel Dawn. I said, oh, fuck, yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. No, I really want to get in there with the power washer.
And you have, it's like, while you're washing away, you keep getting like little text updates from your boss who like tells you like, you know, where this thing's been fighting. And everything's been redacted by the Inquisition though, so it doesn't actually tell you any details. But you can sort of pick out stuff that's going on. So it's like it's quite deep nerdy cuts on it. It's not obviously not they've just gone, okay, yeah, who are you? Games Workshop? Yep, sure, whatever. Here's your expansion.
Yeah, they've actually gone proper in on it. Fair dues. But I guess that's the point, isn't it? So if we were going to wish list any of these kind of things that we're putting together right now, like that's what we're doing, isn't it? We're sort of going at it from if it was going to be done properly, what times would we like to see? Because I remember there was a period of time where it felt like tie-ins were everywhere. Everything had a tie-in. Like, do you know what I mean? There was like a period in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s.
They were kind of a byword for
low quality,
half-assed, rushed out to meet a promotional deadline kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things about GoldenEye that blew everyone away so much was it was a movie tie-in game that was good, even though it came out like 6 years after the movie or something ridiculous.
And wasn't even faithful to the movie.
Not really, no.
No. I mean, the opening like 3 or 4 levels fucking like nailed it. But then it like goes back in time to Serenaya and before the strike
like
and
made up bits as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Still a good game though. But yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we want to see some tie-ins with current stuff that's gonna make a good game.
Okay. Well, you start it off. Let's hit.
So I'm sure you haven't missed the current cultural zeitgeist of Formula One.
Yes.
Bigger than it's ever been. It's finally properly broken America. Everyone loves it. So there's got to be some sort of time for that. Now, obviously, there are the official F1 games, and there have been for ages.
Yeah.
So we can't go down that route. But one of the things that I've always found most fascinating about Formula One, and like, you know, I think probably is the main reason that a lot of people watch it, is thinking, how do they get all that stuff from there to there?
Yeah.
So this is basically Euro Truck Simulator Formula One Logistics Crew Edition. So this is a fully licensed Formula One game. It's got all the drivers are licensed. You don't meet any of them because you're not important enough. But
right.
They are technically licensed, and you can see them very, very far off in the paddock from where you are in your crew rest area, which is actually outside of where the track is normally.
Okay.
And then so like all the excitement of the race weekend happens before the game starts, and then just as everyone's left to go home, that's when you come in and you have to organise the packing up of your team's garage and equipment, supervise loading onto trucks, and then you have to drive that truck to the next race in real time across a faithfully rendered version of Europe's road network.
Very nice. And there's definitely a bit of the sort of switch off mundanity of Power Wash Simulator there.
Yeah. You know, you've got millions and millions of pounds worth of equipment in your truck, but you are still stuck on a ring road outside of Antwerp.
Right. Are you a Formula One fan?
Not really anymore, because it's not on the BBC anymore, and I don't pay for sports packages that I'm not going to watch. Also, I just haven't got time. Like it used to be, go out and get shit faced, and then spend your Sunday just at that perfect level of hungover where you can enjoy the Formula One, but you don't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an unattainable dream these days.
So in your game,
Mm.
so it's literally picking up boxes or putting them onto like
Yeah,
little
you got a
wheelie
load of
trolleys.
really really faithful recreations of the Formula One cars. Obviously, you're not allowed to drive them. You're a
No,
truck
or
driver. You
touch
don't know
them.
how to. You're not qualified to. You get in a lot. You get fired if you try to get in there. But it's all like all moving parts and everything really really faithfully modelled. You don't get to have a go with it. Um,
So,
yeah,
um,
there's like licensed celebrities and stuff that are hanging around in the paddock. Again, you don't get to meet them. You'll be told off if you hassled those people. They've paid a lot of money for their hospitality packages. They don't want to be hanging around with the truck driver, so you're not allowed near them. But they are there. They're in the game. Real, like, they record loads of dialogue with people. You can't hear it. They're too far away. But
just
like, like I think that's Timothy Chalamet over there, isn't it? Oh, well, I wonder what he's talking about. And I think there's look, he's talking to Dua Lipa, I think. They're really small. It's only like 4 pixels. I can't see from
all you
here.
can hear is.
Exactly, yeah. But it's actual
Timothy
conversations that they got all these people in for real, recorded them, and then muddied down the audio so you can't hear it.
Sounds like a smash hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you get penalised if you like stray into areas that you're not allowed?
Oh,
Would that-
massively, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, you wouldn't even get in there because like your lanyard doesn't get you in, so you just get turned away by security. It's like the whole like behind the scenes bit of the racetrack is fully rendered and modelled and populated by like really advanced AI characters. Have all got their own jobs and go around, but you can't get in there because your lanyard isn't like set to pass for that area.
Feels like the development costs of this game alone.
Oh, astronomical! But Red Bull are just going to pay for it all.
Okay, yeah, they've got money to burn, haven't they? What are you drinking tonight?
A little whiskey tonight.
A little whiskey.
It is colder than I would like because it's been sat out in the shed.
Fair dues. Yeah, cold whiskey's not great.
Yeah. So
Um,
I'm just going to.
are there any other
cradle
game
it gently
mechanics
until
we-
it rooms?
Sorry?
Cradle it gently until it rooms up a bit.
There's a guy on TikTok who basically he has a brilliant wax moustache and he just drinks and he was always reviewing new stuff. He works in the West End, like I think on theatre technical stuff.
Oh, nice.
And he speaks in a very nice accent and he always goes, "May I say, cheers." But he has this little brandy glass warmer. So there's ones that sort of tilt the big basin glasses on their side and they've got a little tea light like underneath, and he just warms it up and then starts drinking it. It's like, and you just think, oh, I can taste the warmth of that brandy just from your reaction. Are there any other mechanics for your game that we need to know about?
Well, so obviously all the you can the trucks are all like properly licensed real vehicles as they are in the real Euro Truck Simulator. It's all very very accurately modelled interior, and you can get there'll be like microtransactions to get like team memorabilia and stuff. You got to pay for it. You don't get given this stuff for free. You're not high up enough the ladder. You can't just go and take one of your team's bobbleheads or whatever to put on your dashboard. You've got to buy one from the shop like everyone else. Who do you think you are?
Fair dues. I can imagine the expansions to this game are equally as bleak. There's so much interesting stuff going on over there.
Yeah.
And I've got to move these 18 boxes.
But then, like, finally, you get your track, you get your truck to the next track, and you might have come in like a day early, and you've done really really well, and what you get is an email going, yeah, great, cheers.
Oh, right. So you don't get to go and meet Dua Lipa or Timothy Chalamet as
No.
okay.
You get an extra day in your budget hotel in the truck rest stop that you're staying at, just outside of Marseille or something.
Right. All right.
And also,
Cool.
like, so that, when you go to the flyaway races, you got to take everything to the airport and get it onto the planes, and then you get to see in the distance all your team members going into the first class lounge, and then you have to go and get. Obviously, you just go and sit at the departures gate like everyone else going cattle class.
Yeah. So I mean, I know that you're a lawnmower simulator fan, like an ardent fan. This very much sounds up your street.
Actually, I haven't played that for a while. Actually,
You're gonna get back into it now.
probably when the next expansion pack comes out.
Yeah, fair dues. There's not much you can do with grass, though, is it? Like, it can just be
Oh,
different shapes.
oh, correct.
Yeah, just bigger, more greener grass.
You can like set your mowing height. Makes knack all difference.
Right. So depressing.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
It's coming out on the Switch actually. Doesn't look very good
A
though.
lawnmower simulator. Well, there we go. Super. Your traveling days
Yeah.
are going to be filled. Yeah, lovely.
So there you go. Yeah.
Anything
So
else we
that's Euro Truck Simulator X Formula One.
love it?
That's how you have to
Very
do
good.
tie-ins and mashups these days, isn't it?
Absolutely. Um, so my first idea, had a bit of a jumping off point because a few weeks back, a couple of us went to Warhammer World, and
Hmm.
I saw firsthand the beauty of that whole industry. And no, I'm not going to say a 40k themed game because there are about 3 billion of them.
Hmm.
And like PC Gamer very recently wrote a great article which ranks all of them from best to worst, from worst to best. Brilliant article.
Yeah.
Loads of games on there I've never
There's
played.
there's a lot of shit ones. They were very very trigger happy with licensing their IP for quite a long time.
Exactly. But while I was there, I saw all of the really expensive kits. I saw loads. I saw loads of them that were about 40 quid, 50 quid. And then suddenly I walked into another part of it and there were resin kits that were like something like 700, 800 pounds.
Yeah, that's what used to be
Uh,
called Forge World, and it's now just sort of part of Games Workshop. And that's the people who are like, no, I really want to have no money.
yeah. I have to admit, I was quite tempted by some. I, I was looking at the intricacies of some of the things. Anyway, so I saw this, and it gave me an idea for a good tie-in. So
Hmm.
it's basically a 3D printing simulator with a sort of a Forge World theme as it sort of first comes out, making little miniatures. And it is a simulator of literally the act of 3D printing those. So you're not working in a cool factory or anything like that. It's
Hmm.
like you've got you've got a 3D printer and you find the model, you slice the model, and then you wait in real time for that model to print on your printer. And sometimes it might
Okay.
fail. Oh gosh, really annoying. And you got to do it. You got to load the filament, and you got to do all the things. It's a bit like PC Building Simulator.
Yeah.
But I thought that the potential for the expansions is near limitless. You know, because the first expansion that comes out, a couple of quid, kitchen utensil, three
Little
expansion,
handy tray.
little handy tray
Hmm.
with a flattened edge, so you can get the stuff out more easy.
So,
Um,
so
no, you can't. No, you can't manipulate any of these models. You get what you're given, and that's it.
and so to the sort of the game. So it's like basically it's like your office. So on your computer screen,
Basically,
you can see a desk with a computer screen on it running
yeah, loads of shit all over the desk.
running 3D slicing software, and you have a browser that you're manipulating,
Yeah,
but in that way that like whenever there's a user interface in a game, it like the mouse doesn't quite work like mice normally work, and it feels really
yeah.
difficult to move around and click on buttons and stuff. So you've got to do
It's
that.
quite a frustrating game
Find
to
your
play.
STL file, download it. Oh,
Yeah.
this one's corrupted. It didn't work. Download it
Yes.
again.
Oh shit! I've got to format my memory card
Got
again.
to,
Oh
got
crap!
to
That's
sign
why-
in. I haven't got what's my password for this one?
But as
So-
you progress through the game, like as you make more designs and stuff like that, and you know there are all sorts of things. So it's like I know this is a bit of a loose tie-in, but you know there will be a 40k expansion.
Oh, of course, yeah.
All the stuff you print on your 3D printer at home will be really disappointing. You know, and it doesn't quite look right, and it's all a bit crap. And the whole point of the game is to like tweak settings and then start the print again, and then you have to wait
8 hours.
in real time. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I figured it would be, you know, the right kind of thing. For someone thinking, should I get into 3D printing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, yeah, buy this game for 69.99, and you know, you could have bought a 3D printer for that. But actually, why waste? You know, buy the game, give it a go, and see if the satisfaction of the hobby
Yeah.
comes to you.
And
You
of
know?
course, like you spend hours tweaking and crafting this model, and it ends up printing perfectly in the game. But unfortunately, there's actually no way to export that for printing in real life on an actual
Exactly.
printer. It just will not do it.
No, unless you know, somewhere further down the line, someone you know decides that they want to make a big expansion pack. But again, when they get exported, they'll be very low poly. You know, they'll be coming at a very, very low quality in general. Um, but like I said, I just think it's one of those things that I think I would like to see. Like, fucking hell, we've got Power Washer Simulator, we've got Euro Truck Simulator, Lawnmower Simulator, got all of this stuff like 3D printing. Like, imagine creating nothing out of nothing, and have nothing to show for it. The satisfaction of sitting in a
Yeah.
3D modeled office looking at a
To be honest,
printer while it prints.
you would probably find that like you get the same sort of cathartic satisfaction out of it that you do actually printing stuff. You just then don't have loads of plastic crap to clear up at the end.
It's very true. Um, yeah, space becomes a commodity once you get sick into it. But yeah, that's kind of what I figured. My next idea for a game is a lot better. But I wanted to start with something because you went with a bleak choice. I wanted to go with one that was equally bleak. The next one actually has an IP in it, so I'm going to hand the mic back to you, Russ.
Okay. So I would quite like to see. It's been a long time since GTA 5 came out. GTA 6 is still a long way away. Not talking like crime simulator as such, but like I quite like those big open sandbox worlds that you can go and do whatever you want in. So I'd quite like to see that, but done using licensed characters from What We Do in the Shadows. I don't really know why, but I would quite like to be able to bimble around a really faithful recreation of Staten Island as a vampire, and this should be a cooperative game, so you can all connect as a different one of the vampires, and mainly I just want to be able to turn into a bat and fly around.
That,
Yeah.
yeah, very, very good. That's really, I quite like the idea of that. It always endlessly amused me that they ended up on Staten Island of all places. Like, not even the fashionable part of New York. They're just in the rundown industrial side of New York. Um, yeah, that's good. I mean, there have been like obviously Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is probably one of the
Yeah,
most
but
well
they're
respected.
a bit too intense about it, aren't they? Like they never really actually get up to much. And you could have stuff like there's sort of things to do around running the vampire nightclub and stuff like that.
You want the Vamp Nanigans.
Yeah, and all the sort of like little side characters pop up every now and then. There's that big sort of like vampire council that they have with all like the vampires from like Tilda Swinton and Wesley Snipes turning up.
So good, so good.
But yeah, I don't really know what it'd be in terms of like what you're actually doing, like mission wise. Probably just fucking around.
Yeah,
Getting
I
up
mean
to
you're
jokes.
quite a fan of like you like the Just Cause games, don't you? So
Yeah,
big
the
open,
ultimate
like
dicking
big.
around toolbox. I mean, went a bit excessive. Just Cause 4 wasn't very good.
No, which one was it? Was it number three that you liked the best?
Number 3 was the best one, I think. Yeah, because you weren't too powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was amazing. But yeah, in that kind of style, like where you can just spend hours just tooling around, turning into a bat, hypnotizing people, using your vampire powers to just get up to shenanigans.
Sounds good. Because the things they do in that show are utterly pointless. Like
Yeah,
just
basically.
they just exist. That's yeah, I like that. I love that show. So I would wholeheartedly buy that just to dick around as a. So it wouldn't be them. Would we see them
I think
in
yeah,
there?
I think it would be. I think it would be. Yeah, you would be the main vampires.
Oh,
So
okay. Word up.
Hello, sorry I'm so late, guys.
quite all right. So we've just
It's all right. We're
been
nearly done.
we've been
Oh,
just
okay, cool.
we're
Good.
just we're about to get started. We've just been slagging you off for half an hour.
Oh, that's fair. That makes sense. Well, there's a lot to slag off, I suppose.
It's
Isn't
Dan,
there?
everyone. Do you remember
Hello,
Dan?
everyone. I'm Dan.
from Handies. Say hi to Dan.
Oh,
Hi,
not
Handies.
the
Good to be back,
Handies.
guys. I forgot about the Handies. That's good. Who
I'm
doesn't
So
love
Ross
sure
and
Handies?
I have
Hi
kicked-
Handies was the catchphrase back in the 70s of somebody who has since been U-treed.
Yep.
Ooh.
Which means it's free, Rust, so we're going to use it.
Yeah, no one else would want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dan, just to recap, we've gone through a few ideas already.
Okay, what have I missed?
So from Ross's side, you've missed a Euro Truck Simulator with the Formula One license, but it's a really bleak existence where you're a truck driver who can't enjoy anything to do with the pomp and ceremony of the F1. But basically, while all the parties and after shows are happening, as soon as the race finished, it's your job to pick up boxes and put them in the back of trucks and pack your truck and then get in your truck and drive to the next race while, there. But Russ had a really good idea. Russ, explain the whole where the budget goes on this game.
Can't do the whole thing again. Well, yeah, no, but it's packed full of like licensed characters. So all the drivers, loads and loads of celebrities, like you get hanging around the paddock. They're all there. They're all in the game. You just can't see them or hear them or interact with them because you're not allowed to go where they are.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And if you try to go anywhere, it's not like you'll be penalised. It's just your lanyard won't let you into that part of the race paddock. So that's it. It's not like, you get fined. It's just you can't.
You can, however, stop, draw the curtains, and just have a quick wank in your cabin.
Oh, obviously, yeah. I mean, that's,
obviously, and that
I'm assuming that's a feature
incredibly detailed
of Euro Truck Simulator already.
Yeah, obviously. It's incredibly detailed.
Yeah. Throw a bottle of piss out the window and a lay-by.
Fucking hell. Mine was a real-time 3D printing simulator game with a Forge World tie-in. Nothing comes out great, and it's all real-time. And there are expansion packs, and they're all, it's like kitchen appliance expansion pack, $5.99, please. And it just, everything gets more and more detailed. And the more detailed the models get, you can't upgrade your printer. It's just you just got a printer, and the game will cost about 70 quid. So you probably could have just bought a 3D printer if you wanted to get in the hobby. But it's a really good game to get you started, and it's all real time, Dan. So you slice and you set it going. Sometimes it fails. You've got to put the spindle on. It's bleak. And then Ross had another idea, which was What We Do in the Shadows themed open world where you are a vampire that gets into vamp-nanigans.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we got to. So you can
Nice.
It's an open world co-op, so you and your mates can be all the vampires just chumming around Staten Island.
Do you want a serious one or do you want a silly one first?
It's up to you.
Totally
We've done
up to you.
bleak ones.
Okay, so my first one is, and I think there is a mod for this, as I've been told already. Game of Thrones Total War.
I mean, that does feel like if it doesn't exist, it's only a matter of time.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's Crusader Kings.
Yeah, I think that's the one, yeah.
Yeah,
isn't that like
Kings.
that's like the sort of super accurate medieval FPS type thing?
Yeah.
With
where it's
no, it's an RTS.
As a bit like you just like run at somebody and it's like, well, you're dead. You've been hit by a sword, so you're dead.
You die of the plague before you reach them.
No, I think no.
Oh no, you're
Kings
thinking of something different, yeah. Russ.
Crusader Kings is the it's kind of like Total War RTS, but it's the
Like,
political
I'm thinking of
intrigue
something
of the
different.
courts. The political intrigue of the courts plays a big part in it, which is very, very Games of Thronesy.
Indeed.
Question, Dan: will there be nudity? And I'm not talking about purely female. I'm talking about.
Will there be
male
any
and everything
nudity
else.
in it?
Will there be
Obviously, there'll be nudity in it, yeah.
non-erect wieners?
Yep.
Good,
Why not, eh?
nice
I mean,
and soft.
If you're really leaning into, especially the early Game of Thrones, which I believe was the show that coined the phrase "sexposition," then just like the mission briefing screen where it's just a roll of text, you just have like someone banging in the corner for absolutely no narrative reason.
With a really unconvincing slapping noise.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, this is true.
Yeah,
All for it.
yeah,
good.
good.
Should I bang out a few while I'm in the mood, yeah?
Toss them off, mate.
Okay, so I've got Overcooked tied in with the bear. So
Yeah,
like
that sounds
it
good.
literally
Badass,
relies on one person just shouting at other people whilst they fuck up their orders in Overcooked.
But then, by that rationale, you could also have Overcooked Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, except Gordon Ramsay's a cunt. So
Yeah,
I don't
and
wanna
also,
do
can
that.
you imagine what he would look like in a video game? Like, he already looks like a badly
Fucking
modelled
Tory.
video game character.
Yeah.
It's like- it's just
Yeah.
every crag has been faithfully recollected.
He is a Tory, isn't he? I didn't make that up.
I don't know.
Do you know who can fucking do one? That train guy, Francis, whatever his name is. He's a fucking Tory. I'm not. I will bet money on it. He's a Tory. He's into fucking trains for starters. So fucking.
What's he done to you?
I hate him. I can't stand the guy. Running around with his little fucking camera.
Wowee.
Fucking Tory.
Wow, it's
That's
kicking
true.
off,
If
man.
you want good public transport stuff, watch Jeff Marshall's channel. He's really good.
I feel like playing Overcooked already is like the bear. This is true. If you're playing Overcooked right, you are already shouting at your friend. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Let me do it. Anyway, so yeah. Dan's never late to anything. You aren't supposed to be late anymore. These are all valid comments, and I take them all to heart.
Sorry, who are they coming from?
So we've got Brooke saying you aren't supposed to be late anymore.
She has a point.
Bear, this is a point. This is a conversation that's been had, and Jack is someone I'm regularly late to meet. So yeah. Also, swearing at people whilst trying to cook is just normal Overcooked. This is true. Yes. Okay, fine. Well, fuck you guys. Here we go. Sims 4 mod for John Wayne Gacy. And his house.
Fuck me.
There we go. Fuck you guys.
People do some fucked up stuff to their Sims.
Yeah.
It's very true. The
Why
amount
not
of
bury a few of them under your patio?
one of my friends who
Crawl space,
every now
yeah.
and then tunes in to our podcast is who I work with. First name only, Amber. She readily admits to torturing and enjoying torturing the Sims. You know, even like her mother character in that has no qualms about pushing that lady into a pool and then removing the ladder and watching that lady drown. And I think we can all relate to that.
You get your career as a clown,
Yeah.
obviously, and then you invite children back and kill them and bury them. Yeah, you know, it's fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it's what it is. Could be that Francis Francois Brick or whatever his name is, though. Fucking Tory. No, I will bet money he votes Tory. Whatever. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. That's
It's just a really strange beef to come into the podcast so hard and so hot on.
Have I told you my strangest beef ever? Tim Peaks.
You
Fucking
don't
astronaut.
like Tim Peake.
I fucking hate Tim Peaks. I told Tom about this as well. I remember on the way to Warhammer World, we were talking about how I hate Tim Peaks.
Yeah, but from what I could tell, your rationale was only every time
He's
you see
done
him,
one thing.
Yeah, every time you see him, he's
One
talking about
thing.
being an astronaut. He's got nothing new.
He's
He's
done
been in
one
space, Dan. It's
fucking
quite
thing.
cool.
Yeah, but that's all he fucking talks about, the boring prick. Oh, he's an astronaut. We get it, Tim. You're an astronaut. Here's my book. What's it called? I'm an astronaut. Nice
Yeah.
one, Tim. We
Former
get it.
astronaut Tim Peake.
Fucking, you want to do
Yeah.
something impressive now? Fucking, I don't know, just
He's never going to top it, though. How do
let's
you
juggle.
top going into space?
Go
You know, in
further
terms
into
of-
space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Go
you went to
into
low
deep
Earth orbit.
space.
Go to the fucking moon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, congrats. You went to space. Loads of people have been to space. Billionaires will soon be going to space. So well done. You've done something that fucking idiots can do. So like,
They're not
just-
going. They're not going to proper space.
They're
Like,
not
I
going
get
to
the
proper
feeling
space.
that NASA is going to change the official definition of where space is, so that those people on those basically glorified planes
yeah,
can't say they've been to space anymore.
yeah. I think
Because
you're
like
probably right.
where the like the Virgin spaceship goes, it's not proper space.
Fucking with astronauts.
I do quite like this. We're going to redefine space. So like,
They're just going to crank it up a bit to sort of just below where the International Space Station is.
yeah, it's that's so petty. It's almost like, you know, Pluto gets reclassified as it's not a planet anymore, is it? It's a, what do they call it? Is it a micro planet?
It's a Plutino, I think. So they declassified Pluto as a planet, but they named the class of object that it is after Pluto. So it's
Right.
like there's now it's just a big rock, but it's called something like a Plutinoid or a Plutonary, something like that.
So you're gonna, so it's gonna be not space. Like that's just it's just
very
very
clearly
clear.
not space.
Yeah. So if you where are you going? Oh, right. So you're going to not space.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's just a bit higher than sky.
Yeah,
But
sky,
not space.
not space.
Not space.
You're going to. Oh, you're going to the upper sky. Okay. Yeah. No
Upper
worries.
sky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to the bit where there's no air.
Yeah.
between the sky and space. Ah, right, great, yeah, that bit. That's that sliver. We would call that the what was it? We call that the mundane sphere.
Yeah, most people can just do that just by standing on tiptoes. So, you know, that's fine. Do what you want.
Yeah, if I jump really high, technically I'm in what did we call it? Upper sky. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you want to spend $1 billion on doing that, you fill your boots, mate. You go for it, yeah.
No, that guy that jumped out of the balloon and they called it the space jump. Not space. Also, you didn't really even jump, he just sort of flopped.
Yeah.
He did, didn't he? It wasn't a jump because I would have
Because he's wearing basically a diving suit. I mean, he couldn't fucking move. I think the best he could do was gracefully fall forward out of the thing.
But I mean, technically, the balloon's still going up. So even if he just, or was he worried that if he jumped, he might accidentally go from upper sky to space?
Oh, if he jumped up,
Up
he'd
and
go
then
past the
just
line
kept
and
going.
then just keep going, never come
Yeah,
down.
it's a very definite
I
line.
don't think
there's-
that was the. Don't think that was the concern.
That's the weird bit for me, right? Is like, if when you get into space, like there must be just like almost a bit where you're like, oh, look at this gravity, brilliant, and then oh no, gravity.
I mean, it could be a prick about this if you like. That's not remotely how gravity works. You're still very much affected by gravity. Like that's what keeps the space station in orbit.
Okay, but but all right, but I'm right. Okay, so I'm still affected by but the effects of zero gravity or zero G.
So again, you don't get
weightlessness.
You don't experience zero gravity if you're in orbit. You're in free fall.
But what if I jump so high into space, like I jump through upper sky and I'm into space? Surely I'll just keep going.
Unless you had an insane amount of velocity behind you, you'd come straight back down again. Because you don't go
fire extinguisher,
up,
or just
you go sideways.
I don't think that's how gravity works, Ross. I think
so. When a rocket takes off, it goes on its side, and you go faster and faster and faster until you get to the point where you are falling at in an arc that means you just fall around the planet, and that's what.
I think gravity and no gravity is just simply up or down.
Reckon you
Did
get
you not
high
see the
enough,
apple, Russ? Did you not see
and
the apple?
it feels exactly the same, and then you just take one more step, and then you're just floating.
Yeah, that's it. That's how it works.
That's probably right. That's probably it.
Yeah. I mean, have you been into space, Russ? Or the upper sky?
I've been to upper sky.
Yeah. I'm gonna pretend that I knew that, but Russ might have just blown my mind a little bit there, if I'm honest.
Do you want to know what will blow your mind? Because I'm not as stupid as I look.
No.
Right? We are not orbiting the sun on a flat plane with all the other planets orbiting the sun on a flat plane. Like the sun is flying through space, and we are orbiting in its wake as it moves, and we're traveling. We're not just rotating round and round and going round and round. We are moving with the sun.
Indeed.
That's the bit that blows my mind.
Well, and the galaxy is rotating, and then the galaxies are orbiting around each other, and then the entire universe is probably, But then, what are you measuring any of this in reference to?
Well, see, the question is, if there's all that motion going on, surely I should be feeling some effects of motion sickness. But I've never had it, but my wife does. So is she more attuned?
She's probably slightly higher up than you, so she's getting more gravity.
She does. She sits up. Yeah, I like to sit on the floor. So when she's on the couch,
so
technically
more gravity up there.
Yeah, so it's basically she's sitting on the top of Everest where the air's
I'm not a fucking idiot. There'd be less gravity up there.
Yeah, so she's.
No, but it's like heat. Gravity rises.
She's basically weightless, which she'd be really happy about.
That was one of the many things that bugged me about Star Trek. They would go full stop, and they would stop the spaceship. What do you mean you fucking stopped?
They just put space brakes.
Like you can't stop. What are you stopping in relation to?
Well, if you've got a planet coming up in the viewport,
stop before you get to it.
Stop. Hit the brakes.
Slam.
You don't want to hit the planet, Russ.
No. So I mean, look, they must have some kind of
And they talk about if the engine's down, they're like, oh, we can't move. No, but you are moving. You can't change your movement, but you are moving.
I know, but the ship isn't moving. It stops.
Isn't it just moving in relation to absolutely everything
So
anyway?
you can only
Space brakes.
Yeah, you can only consider motion in relation to something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if the planet stops moving in front of me, I go, okay, well, I've stopped.
But also, if you're in the middle of space and you turn your engines off, you don't come screeching to a halt.
What
Keep
if
this
I
conversation
apply-
going, guys? It's really important.
What if I apply equal thrust back and front? Psh, then I stop, right?
If you're moving already, if you started having equal thrust front and back, you would just keep going without any change. Because it's effectively the same as doing nothing. If you have an equal force acting on either end of your ship, you may as well not do anything. Watch
so
the
if I'm
Expanse. It will answer all your questions about how spaceships move.
I don't know whether it would necessarily be my cup of tea though.
I
The
remember you
Expanse.
watching it and saying that it was so good you couldn't believe what you were seeing.
Damn it! Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. There is an episode, isn't there, of this show? Yeah, where I do admit that.
Did
Where'd
you at least
Wasn't-
get to the bit? I think he just wandered off. Did you at least get to the bit where they steal their ship?
No, I only got a few episodes in.
Oh my god! See, they haven't even got the Rocinante yet. Okay, yeah, you need to get to at least there before you can make any decisions. It's Duncan.
Duncan, you're with us for the last 15 minutes.
I thought might as well. I'm about to bitch about children. It's a shame there's not a game where you could just actually happily kill them and get away with it. But anyway.
Okay, just gonna mute Duncan and eject him.
So, have you got any tines, Duncan?
Sorry, Duncan. We were talking about real science there. How are you doing?
What?
Did you just leave? Did you leave because you were so bored by what we were talking about?
I don't know.
Where did you go? Are you all right?
I did. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just playing. I had to go sort something out very quick.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
thought flight simulator airplane.
Yes.
Like
Love it.
literally.
Oh, an army of a line of people
Sorry.
ready queuing up to slap you.
I was a bit behind there. I was just thinking, pretty sure they've got them already. But yes, I see what you're saying now.
That might be the best joke of the night.
Tom, where's the sign?
Oh,
I think he's got rid of the.
yes, still exists.
He's still got it.
Nice.
I'm surprised.
If only it had been deliberate.
I'm surprised he hasn't 3D printed that yet.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's the yeah.
No, I have to keep
Not
that.
actually.
I love that you remember the post. Where, Tom? Where's the post-it?
It's been so long since we've had a
assumed
clever
you got-
joke.
Do we not miss the irony? The fact that clever is in capitals. It literally looks like someone who has no grasp of the English language wrote that, and it's me. I have
Clever
no gra-
joke.
Yeah, but joke's got a capital J.
I would also. I think there's a boat simulator, and I think if you could tie in with Titanic movie.
I like the thing if you're just finding simulator and you're just going to add things that are related to the simulator. So boat
isn't that what
simulator with
Power
boats
Wash?
in. Power wash
Isn't that
simulator.
what-
No. Power wash simulator is it's fine if you're like going, okay, so you could do a power wash simulator, you're washing things that actually exist. They went for fucking 40k, so now you're power washing like
Yeah.
Rogal Door.
Have you?
Power
We've
know.
already banged on about this a bit, but Dan, have you tried it? The 40k
I've
one.
touched it a little bit. I've
Touched it
cleaned
bit.
a little.
You just made me
cleaned-
very uncomfortable with how
I've
you
cleaned a
described it.
little bit of a Land Raider so far. That's about it.
Do you like how the model is edge highlighted, just like
Yes,
the Games Workshop
I
model?
did notice that. Yes, yeah.
But as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, there's some real fucking dorks involved in this, aren't there?
To make a
Did you
game
love
called
it?
Power Washer Simulator, I think you have to be a certain type of dog.
Yeah,
So
They're a specific type of dork, it turns out.
Yeah, it's a great crossover. What a great idea! I love just like my favorite one is you get to do a dreadnought, and it's like I'm imagining the guy inside going, "I'm getting nice and clean."
well, the machine spirit.
No,
So
dreadnoughts.
Dreadnoughts have a dude inside them, but are basically dead
Yeah.
dude.
Is that the machine spirit?
No.
No.
So the machine
Machine
spirit,
spirit.
is
Please don't make me describe this.
is basically AI, except they're not allowed AI.
No,
but
the machine spirit doesn't exist.
It's the
machine spirit's
computer
bullshit.
programming.
It's not. It's just
Well, yeah, it's what they think is it's the code and the stuff that's making it work, but they don't really understand anything, and they think it's the machine spirit. But a dreadnought is effectively like a life support system
a coma
inside a tank.
yeah.
I've been reading the wiki
ma-
quite hard, and I saw a bit that said that the Emperor is a perpetual, and actually, ironically, if they disconnected him from the Golden Throne, he would just die and come back to life.
But
It's
like that. There's certain types of dying that would kill even a perpetual,
Yeah.
and having your soul annihilated by the warp might just do that.
Yeah.
So in spoilers in Lion Son of the Forest, which I am loving to bits, this would be quite a fun game. Like there's a bit where they describe the lion basically seeing the Emperor, but he's on a little boat fishing in a river,
Oh yeah.
and all they can see is the blood leaking in. And then he notices there's blood just coming out from a wound that he can't see, and there's these dark shadows circling the boat. But it's just this aged king fishing, and yeah, that's
The
pretty
problem
cool.
with killing the Emperor is you also get an answer to a question, which is the Emperor a god? So you can't really do it because it's going to annoy someone.
It's
And then you get a
gonna
load of demons coming through.
Yeah,
it will
that
only
too.
if you want it to happen, everyone has to go and stop buying Space Marines,
Yeah.
because the only way they will ever do it is if they need to end times 40k.
Yeah.
Which they did to Warhammer when it was really, really struggling and nobody was buying it. So if we all stop buying anything to do with 40k,
Sure thing, Russ.
they will end times it, and we'll find out what happens.
Yes.
Yeah,
Totally-
I just
totally.
want to buy more of it right now.
And then we can
Yeah.
just
Actually, I think
but
I'll
then
just
we
buy
can all be
more.
like,
I just want
do
Necrons.
40k the old world, and they'll have to bring it all back, and we'll be like,
Yeah.
yay!
Okay, so we've let this devolve. Sorry, that was probably my fault. We've let that devolve into a 40k fest again, and we're going to get a reputation of just talking about 40k.
Like we got a reputation of talking just about Xbox.
Yeah, because fuck PlayStation.
The
Yeah,
other
yeah,
tie-in I
yeah,
had-
Dan. Yeah, fuck PlayStation, right, Dan?
Yes.
Fuck.
I hate them. I hate
Fuck
them.
PlayStation, yeah. I hate them too, Tom.
I had
Yeah.
Go and take your Switch and go and polish your PlayStation with it.
Maybe.
I did see that bolt gun is
Coming to
Is
Game Pass.
available
We're
on
still talking
Switch.
about 40k.
Yeah.
And it's
Right,
coming
have we got any more tie-in
what-
games
yes.
that we'd like to see?
so what's the game that Naomi plays in The Expanse? There's a sport, and I thought that would make a really cool console game, like a Wii Sport of the game that they play in
What's
Expanse.
it called? I love those made-up
Oh, God.
sci-fi sports.
Barely surviving outer space.
No,
No,
not
there's,
that one.
like,
There's
what's the
sport.
game with the ball that they're playing? Like her and Drummer
Oh.
are playing it, and they keep like saying all these
It's
terms to each
pyramids.
other. But it's
It's
basically
not, that's
pyramid.
Battlestar Galactica, yeah. Yeah, it's I can't remember what it's called.
But I think that would be quite a cool. I think that would be quite a cool tie-in.
Yeah, especially because
Um,
you would start playing the game like, well, I don't know how this works. Nobody does.
I mean, I take it you've done Power Washer of all the ships in the Expanse, so
No.
that you go around cleaning the Rossi.
I mean, that would
That would
be
take a
That'd be
while.
pretty cool.
It would take
it's
a while.
not. It's not that big.
Oh my god, we're missing our obviously one. Okay, slingshot racing as well would be great.
Oh, yes!
in a
Yeah, that could be quite cool.
Be excellent.
Golgo apparently it's called. No, that's not it. I don't know.
Thank you,
Ignore
Ben.
me. Ignore me. It's not it.
I want an I Am Legend tie-in.
Oh, okay, that
What?
could be interesting.
Yeah, but you never find the zombies. So you're
Oh, so
just
you're just
alone.
wandering around a completely empty city.
Yeah.
And then-
Stuff changes,
task-
like like the mannequin like appears and moves and stuff like that. But you're on your own.
So like the sun starts
Your-
to go down,
your
it
site-
pops up
your
a thing
main-
saying you've got to go back to your house now, and then you have to do it,
Yep.
and then you close all the doors and windows. You maybe hear them,
Yep.
but you
It's
don't go
very
outside.
suspenseful.
They don't break in, and then in the morning they're all gone, and then you can go.
So it's
out.
like the I Am Legend book rather than the film then.
Yeah, really suspenseful.
Yeah, but because he spends a lot of time in the library, one of your side quests is going out and finding all you look at the register and realize a lot of books haven't been returned. So you go out to find where all the books are. So one of your missions is off to collect the books that have not been returned to the library.
Yeah.
Just to complete the collection.
To be fair, I take the piss with that idea, but actually, I think genuinely an I Am Legend game would be very, very cool, especially if it's paced right.
Yeah,
I think it'd be badass. That'd be really cool.
that would be cool.
Then I
mean-
also saw John Wick could do with a game tie-in, but they have already created a kind of like there's a Hitman game where it's like little tactical encounters with like 2 or 3
Yeah,
dudes.
is that one called John Wick Hex or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks pretty cool actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
which
thought
is
though
really
it could be just a game where you run the Continental.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
they-
a
It's got a
hotel.
hotel management sim.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, I agree, Duncan.
Just every now and then you have to execute
That's
against.
the one.
Ah, I'm having one.
I'm having one.
It's the last podcast on the left thing. I'm having one.
Lovely.
What was is it the Joe Salinger episode? Is it Joe Salinger? Callinger? I think it's Callinger, isn't it? Joseph Callinger,
Yeah.
who was visited by a hallucinated a head that would come out and talk in a really high pitched squeaky voice. You should go and kill other people. It's yeah, that one sticks with me. That's a good episode. It's Callinger, I think it's Joseph Callinger. He was a tailor, no, a cobbler, wasn't he? It was a shoe.
Yeah, the German. My God, that's an old one. Jeez.
Yeah.
They're currently doing Anders Breivik at the moment.
Oh
Ish.
right.
Yeah.
Piece of shit, funnily enough.
Oh, I mean,
Oh.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Sorry, guys. A controversial opinion here. Anders Breivik, piece of shit. Yeah.
The BTK episodes were some of my favourites. I just love Dennis. It's Dennis Rader. No,
Yeah.
is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Being referred to as a fart in human form. just like it's such an understated way of calling him a piece of shit. Just like a fart in human form. Gotta love a serial killer who basically gets himself caught because he can't stand the fact that everyone's
No one's
forgotten
got
him. Yeah.
Dickhead.
And the floppy disk thing is that it's a meme. It's a thing that just keeps on providing excellent memes. What was the last? I mean, the Breivik one's been really.
Anyway,
Keep it light.
keep it
good.
light.
Anyway.
Is there any other tie-ins? Because we are getting up to an hour now.
Yeah.
Any other tie-ins?
Well, so it's not really a tie-in unless you sort of tie in a bunch of games with each other. But I want to see the MCU of simulator games, as in I want a shared universe for all of them. So I want to be able to go to a theme park, control how much salt is on the fries and how the roller coasters look, but then also mow the lawn underneath it and clean the roller coaster cars after they've been used, and then maybe fly a plane out of the adjacent airport to another theme park in an airport that I've built and managed in the airport simulator module. And then you control all of this on the PC that you've built in the PC building simulator module. I want all the sim games to be mashed together into one horrific universe where you can fiddle with everything.
Sounds like
I
the worst
think-
open world ever.
Yeah.
Maybe not Age
do
of
that,
Empires,
you've
but
got to build a
maybe
lot of stuff first.
Sorry, Dan.
an Age of Empires that is. I'm going back to Expanse, but like you basically Laconia and you
That'd be
build
cool.
it up like that, or because you've got enough factions that you could do it as Age of Empires. You've got the Beltalowda, Earth, Mars, and then you've got Laconia, and then you've got the Ring. I mean, you could do it from any planet, and I think that would be quite cool.
Yeah.
I mean, because it like that kind of Expanse does offer, could it be pure, really good open universe? I think that'd be pretty cool. Or I kind of think that. Sorry, was that not funny enough? That's probably not funny enough. It's a bit
I've got a funny one.
Yeah,
that
not
we
funny
never
enough. You're
got.
ejected from the podcast.
I've got one funny one that I don't think we ever saw. It's a direct movie tie-in to Attack of the Clones. because 80% of that's garbage, but 20% of it is absolute gold. And I don't think we ever saw one. There was definitely a Phantom Menace tie-in. There was definitely a Revenge of the Sith tie-in. But I don't.
The Revenge of the Sith one had the fighting game, as like a hidden game in it.
Yeah, it did. It had
Yeah.
like a lightsaber beat 'em up sort
Yeah.
of.
Where Mace Windu would quote Pulp Fiction
Yeah,
at the
he
end of
was.
it. Yeah, it was super weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Do you know what? I think a final not final fight. Kind of like a Streets of Rage, kind of 2D platform of like either Attack of the Clones or Phantom Menace, where you could be Anakin and no, you could be Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, and you're going through the shit, and so you do that, and it'd be instead of first person, I would like that kind of 8-bit graphic kind of, not
Kind of
Streets
like a
of Rage,
Prince of Persia
Final Fury or
or
something. Yeah.
like sort of thing. Yeah. I mean, Attack of the Clones, like, it had that big battle at the end. That would have been quite fun to play through. I don't think any other bit of the game would be fun. Was there a tie-in, or did I just
I don't
miss
think there
it
was.
completely? I don't think there was.
I don't think there was. Wasn't that about around the same time that Super Bombast Racer came out? Whatever it was called.
Super,
Yeah.
Super Bombad? Bombast.
Yeah, Bombad. Yeah,
Bombad.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so like
I would like a game where you could get something like Rebel Moon, and the idea of the game is to make it watchable and good.
Yeah, there was a
It's a practically endless game then.
Jackson.
I would like a Zack Snyder.
There was a clone.
Yeah, Clone Wars tie-in. It was mainly Battle of Geonosis. Yeah.
But there wasn't a Attack of the
game.
Clones film tie-in.
No.
No. Yeah. Well, there we go. Is there anything else, or are we going to wrap this up tighter than a mummy?
Sorry,
Oh.
a Zack Snyder game where you actually make some of his films really good.
Yeah, rather than just releasing definitive editions of films that people didn't like. Oh no, there's a.
Why
there's a
did
definitive-
Batman fight Superman?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, don't worry, but there's a definitive edition coming out. Like, it's my cut. It's my cut. Okay. Well, there we go.
You're missing an end there.
There we go. There are a load of tie-ins that we would like to see. Plenty going on there. If you have any ideas for any tie-ins that you want to share with us, hit us up on social medias. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter using the handle at TMTOOH. Yeah, there's podcasts going up, Dan. Has the movie one's going to be hitting us soon? No? Okay.
You'll get them when you get them, you ungrateful sods.
Exactly, but if you want to listen and watch to any of the live streams that we've done recently, just go to our YouTube channel, TMTOOH, and you will find that if you click on the live tab, you'll get all of the podcasts that we've done over the last, like, however many years we've been streaming on YouTube.
2 or 3 good ones in there.
Yeah,
You know what,
there's some
Tom?
really good ones.
You know what, Tom? That's a good point. I should organise the Cinema Continues people do a pod. We've seen some great films recently. I saw another great film last night, All of Us Strangers. Really enjoyed
Excellent.
it.
There we go. So that's something to look forward to for us all. I think it leaves me with nothing else to say other than goodbye, Russ.
Laters.
Goodbye, Dan.
That Francois Prixatorian fuck Tim Peaks.
Goodbye, Duncan.
Hi, Tom.
I think we can all
And
agree
bye,
that
Pandies.
Whatever his name is, Brian Thingy.
Oh, there's a train! Oh,
No, what was the guy I hated? Brian, the professor,
Cox.
Brian Cox.
Cox.
Yeah, utter knob. I'm just he needs to just fuck off as well. Like, done nothing for humanity.
His name is Francois Bourgeoisie, I think.
Francois Bourgeoisie.
I'm pretty certain that's right.
I doubt that's
strong
his name.
start.
I mean, it's very, very coincidental if it is. Anyway, that's it. I'm Tom, and so we are going to leave you. We're going to say goodbye and cue the music.